Hello, my friends. It's Andy coming to you live from Orange County, California. While I am doing this live broadcast, I'm also going to use the replay in my product, which is called Live Streaming with StreamYard. But the way you get there is by going to andyislive.com, andyislive.com. So those of you that are watching the recording of this in the platform, that is why I am speaking in the way that I am, is because I'm talking to an audience that's live as I'm recording this particular video. And what I'm going to be showing you is the RodeCaster Pro, the bundle that we have that I received yesterday, that I put together, and I promised the audience I would come back and show them what it looks like when it's all put together. I'm using my other phone over here, as you're going to see in just one second, as oops, let me go ahead and put a different background up so it doesn't look so funky. And there we go. And see there, that's my phone. And just to let you know how I did that is I shared the guest invite URL that I send people when I'm doing an interview when they're in another location. I shared it with myself. I brought it up on my phone, and so that's how I'm able to use my phone as a second camera, and you can do it any way you want. Normally, what I would do, if you're, please let me know if you're getting an echo. If you are, then this may not. Hey, Hedia Maramati watching from YouTube. Awesome. If you're getting a little bit of an echo, it's coming from my phone. I was looking for the one way to, and this is for you in the future, the way that you don't get an echo is by connecting earphones to the phone you're using. And that way, because I can hear myself talking in the phone, I've lowered the volume as far as it'll go, and yet I can still hear myself. Hopefully you're not hearing that and getting an echo. I'm going to use my phone to show you the items as they are plugged in and give you a little demonstration as to how you operate the RodeCaster in just one second. One important thing to know is that there is a little bit of a learning curve on the product itself, but I have to tell you that they made it very, oh, thank you, Hedia. They've made it very easy to use, but remembering, kind of like what I told you in the very basic, and again, now I'm talking to the students that are in the platform, that when you are first learning StreamYard, for instance, there are different buttons you click, and you click those while you're talking, maybe to take away the frame that's around, and so you're going to have to learn how to talk while finding that thing and then taking it off. That is not easy in the very early stages of broadcasting. If you're doing it solo and don't have somebody helping you out, that you're going to have to continue to talk while you are finding the different things that you want to do, so that you can have as fairly a seamless show as possible. Now, I would not get a RodeCaster Pro bundle until you've mastered everything that you need to know about StreamYard and going from item to item, and then at times feeling comfortable as you are, navigating. Maybe you'll hesitate for a second, or you'll say out loud, "Hey, I got to find this thing really quick." Remember that people understand that you are probably solo. You don't have a producing team like many TV shows have. Maybe a newscast has it. You are doing this all by yourself. So, but at least get comfortable navigating and going to places like the comment section and being able to put the comment while you're talking, and then taking it down and staying on point without losing your train of thought. So, what I'm trying to tell you is learn StreamYard first. Go through all three trainings, the basic, the intermediate, and advanced, and get really comfortable with those things. And then once you're ready to go pro, then get the RodeCaster Pro and begin operating that. Because if you want to start playing intro music like this one here as you're talking, and then taking down the volume as you want it to fade out, and then hitting the button again, of course, you'll need to have practice in doing that. You see what I'm saying? And so in operating those types of things, or if you want to suddenly bring in some applause, where's my applause? My applause is right there. Telling that, I did great on something. You might want to do that. But again, you're going to have to understand that there is a level of being able to what is it? Was it talking and chewing gum at the same? No, thinking and chewing gum at the same time. Oh no, walking and chewing gum at the same time. So obviously I couldn't think and come up with that saying at the same time. It's a good thing I wasn't chewing gum because I would have passed out. All right, so let me go ahead and bring up my, I'm gonna get rid of the frame here. Remember, it's andyislive.com. When you're ready to get started training on how to start your own live streaming show using StreamYard, you're gonna go to andyislive.com to get that training program. And if you don't have StreamYard yet, you're gonna go to StreamYard, hold on, StreamYard, where is my thing? GetStreamYard.live. Oh, there it is. GetStreamYard.live. Go to GetStreamYard.live when you want to use StreamYard. I'm asking you to do that because that's my branded URL that I use to send you to my affiliate link where I get credit for sending you to StreamYard. So if you're going to go there, make sure and use that link. I would really appreciate that. All right, GetStreamYard.live when you're ready to get StreamYard. And then for training purposes, you're going to go to andyislive.com right there for the training of StreamYard. Okay, let's go ahead and get rid of that. That is a banner, by the way. So this is a banner that you're seeing popping up right now. All right, I'm going to bring up my phone. I'm going to make it solo so that you can hear me while I'm doing this and reaching over here and getting my phone now. You're going to see a whole bunch of wires and stuff like that. I got rid of most of the boxes related to my gift yesterday. And there's my screen. That's what the platform looks like from behind. So as I'm navigating, if I want to bring up, oops, sorry. If I want to bring up that Get StreamYard Live, that's what I'm clicking on, is this thing over here. And that brings it down. Okay, so here is the RodeCaster itself. All right, so that's the RodeCaster that I plug into. It plugs directly into my computer here via a USB cord. And that's where you will also be able to download the updates for the hardware. The software that runs the hardware, you're going to have to update it as soon as you buy it. And it's easy to do. You'll figure it out. And it connects right into the back. And then we have our two mics. So this is mic number 1. This is Hedia's mic. And then over here is my mic, which is mic 2 right here. And that connects also into the RodeCaster. Now, the headphones are so that I could hear the sound effects that I'm bringing up and the volume and that kind of stuff. So you need the headphones to do that so that you can hear everything that's going on. And if I were to connect to my iPhone, which is right here, the volume for that, or via Bluetooth, you can connect to something via Bluetooth, and that it's also the phone if you wanted to do that. That's allowing me to connect via Bluetooth. This is if I'm connecting via hardwire into the back. I'll show you the back of this in 1 second. And this is the volume control. So if I have somebody on the phone that I'm interviewing, this is the control for the volume, and the only way I'm going to hear that is through my headphones if I have my headphones on. All right, so that's the reason for the headphones. That will allow both Hedia, when she's with me, and me, that when there's a caller on, or if I want to play one of the sound effects or something like that, then the headphones are on so that we can hear that subject matter. All right, one other thing before I go back there, what you get with the bundle is also a SD card for saving your programs. I'm going to go into a little bit more detail in 1 second about this, but you're going to have the SD card, and it's a mini. So let's maybe go ahead and go around to the back. So as we go around to the back, this is where the SD card plugs into. You can see right there, it's a mini. And let me go ahead and put my camera back up here really quick so that I can talk about that. Why you would record that, or why you would save that. So let me come back to this camera, reduce this one down. That way I'm not, hopefully you're not getting an echo. The reason you will use this SD card is because you don't need the computer to record a podcast. All right. So if you don't want to, pull your laptop around with you, what have you, and you're going to go to another site off your property to go interview somebody, and you're going to take your two mics and the RodeCaster Pro with you, but you don't want to take your laptop, you hit the record button when you're ready to go, when you get ready to talk and do your interview, and you hit the record button, it records your podcast onto the SD card. And you don't need a computer. It'll record all the sounds. It'll record if you have a caller that calls in. It will. It records the entire thing that's being fed through the RodeCaster, and you do your interview. And then you're done with your interview. You hit stop record. You take that SD card, the mini, plug it into the adapter, when you get home, you just plug it into your computer and you upload it to your podcast, whatever it is you're using to deliver your podcast to the podcasting systems. And again, you don't need the computer. So that's what this SD card is for. All right. So I wanted to explain that because, you wonder, why is there an SD card if you're using your computer? Now, to use your computer, just let me actually go back to my phone here. I'm going to see if I can bring it up while I'm live with you. Let's see if this can work. Hold on. So I got to use my phone here. I got to use like 3 things: my brain and both my hands. All right. I'm not sure if I can do this or not. Let's see. So if I'm going to go to audio. Okay, good. So you can see. Oh, you know what? I just realized something. Watch what happens here. So for whatever reason, I know why, because I turned the RodeCaster off. All right, I turned the RodeCaster off. So I'm actually shocked that you can hear me right now. Because you're listening to me through my mic on my computer. See, this is something I just learned because I just got this yesterday. When I turn off the RodeCaster, it disconnects the RodeCaster from my source in StreamYard. So now you're going to hear something completely different. So let me go ahead and plug in. Let me click this. So this is where the RodeCaster Pro is now selectable in the mics. That's kind of good that I did this, I guess. So I'm going to click on it, and you're going to hear a completely different sound. And hopefully I don't lose you. Here we go. Check 1, 2. There we go. All right. Does that sound different? How funny is that? So because I'm connected via USB, which is right here, to the RodeCaster, it now comes as a selection when I'm setting up my broadcast, which I should have tested and checked when I got on there. All I saw was the green gauge going up and down, and I assumed that I was connected. I'm going to tell you right now, never assume, because when you do, what happened to me is happening to you. All right. Does it sound completely different now? So now you're going to be able to hear this sound effect. Are you ready? There's my music. Oops, I should have hitting that. And this is Andy coming to you live from Orange County, California, and we have the weather coming up. Oh, it does sound exactly the same? I wonder why. That's interesting. So now I can pull down the volume like they would down on the radio and bring down the volume and then hit the button, and that ends the music. If I want to bring in laughter because I told a really good joke, you should be able to hear the laughter. Good. And how about, I had the volume turned all the way down. Here we go. See, I'm learning this. There we go. I had the volume turned down. This is the slider for it's being blocked by my phone. So I didn't see that I had it. I left it down there. If you want to play applause, bring down the volume, bring it back up. Rim shot. That's most of my jokes. And crickets. Some of my other jokes to my kids. When I tell my kids a joke, that's what I get, crickets. All right. And then up here, this is a touch screen. Let me see if I can get away from the light here. So if I need to go to another set, so you can have more than one set of sounds. So if I need to go to another set of sounds, what I do is go hit see the music indicator right there? See that little music indicator right there? All I do is tap on that. Oops, I hit the wrong thing. Oops, I'll go home. There we go. So that is the music indicator. And so I have another set of sounds that I can go to, and that are these sounds right here. So it changes the colors. Do you see that? These are blank because I don't have anything in there. And now I have these sets of colors, and I have different music. And regulate the volume. All right, and so like that. So that's how you get different sounds. If I want to go back to my other sounds, then I just hit the left button, and then I can go back to the home screen and look at the volume levels of my screen. You'll notice this one's muted, and that is Hedia's mic because I don't need it to be on right now, so that's why mic 1 is muted. You have up to 4 mics you can have set up. So if you are interviewing 2 guests, say Hedia and I are interviewing 2 guests, there is a 3rd and 4th mic for those other guests that I can connect. And I have mics that I can use for that. And then it gives you the indicators for the other sound levels. So that is that. Everything that I'm showing you, let me go ahead and come back to my other camera. That is funny that the sound sounds exactly the same as Hedia says there. I'm going to bring this down. Yeah, can't hear the laughter. Yeah, I didn't. I had the volume turned all the way down. It's funny that it sounds exactly the same. Maybe the mic on the Mac computer is that good that the sound sounds that good. Yeah, very funny that the sound has not changed. But you did hear the music, you did hear the sound effects and that kind of stuff. So you get the entire bundle. You get the headphones, like I said before. These all come with the package. You get the headphones, you get the mics, you get the cables. Unlike some things, have you ever bought something and you get ready and you get all excited to set it up and the cables aren't in the box? This comes with all the cables that you need. It comes with the SD card, the RodeCaster. It comes with these little cards that you can put on your that you can put on your button, so you know which ones to push, because they're going to be listed on there. And what else did it come with? Mics, cables. Oh, the stands that are holding the mics. It comes with these. They're very heavy, by the way. So there's no chance of them tipping over. It comes with the stands, the headphones, the mics, the RodeCaster Pro, the SD card, and all the cables you need to set things up. And it's a very simple system to use. It's just being able to talk and operate all of them and not making the mistakes, and making sure you check your mic settings and your camera settings before you go live to make sure everything is exactly the way you need it to be. Sometimes as you begin to do, I don't know how many shows I've done, maybe 500, 600 shows now in just the last couple of years, that you get in a little complacent. In law enforcement, complacency is deadly. You never want to get complacent. So I have to learn from my training as a law enforcement officer that never get complacent. Always check your weapon. Always take the bullets out from time to time. Check and make sure you don't have any cheese from Taco Bell in your holster or in your trigger guard or something like that. You want to make sure that you go through the same routine every day. And so when I would go to the police station, or when I was getting dressed at home, when I took my police car home, when I would get dressed, I have a routine of pulling your weapon out, taking out the magazine, taking out the round that's in the chamber. You check your weapon, make sure there's nothing inside the barrel. Again, like cheese or lettuce, that happens from time to time. I promise you, it does happen. You'll pull your weapon out, and all of a sudden you see cheese and lettuce on your sights, and you go, you got to take it off, and then you put your holster back in. Check your weapon. Check the shotgun. Right, you go through all these routines. Check your siren on your vehicle. Make sure the lights are still working. Make sure all headlights are working, all your taillights are working, because there's nothing worse than giving somebody a ticket for only having one headlight, and the police car only has one headlight. You don't want to do that. So you want to make sure everything's operating. So that's a lesson learned. I need to remember to not get complacent, check all my equipment, make sure that my mics are working, make sure that my camera's working properly, that everything's connected to the correct tools of the trade. All right, so make sure you do that. And that's both to you listening live and both to you listening to the recorded portion of this video in the training course. In my training course, and this is, again, for those of you that may be doing the same thing where you're putting together some type of training course, I on occasion, I know you will find this very hard to believe, but on occasion I make mistakes like I did today. I leave the mistakes in, both my live, of course, and then, of course, in the record. I don't edit anything out. And I think it's important. If you're any type of instructor or teacher or putting products together, I think as long as it's not too bad to where it just completely messes up your program, it's okay to leave in some of those mistakes and errors that you make, because it really makes you a real person. And it also puts the person at ease that's learning that, hey, the guy that's been doing this for something like 20 or 30 years still makes the mistakes, and it's okay. Don't allow it to completely throw off whatever it is that you're doing as far as a live broadcast or a recording, or even when you're up on stage. I remember being up on stage and suddenly the clicker stops working, or the PowerPoint presentation stops working. You're just going to have to keep on going and do the best that you can with what you have going on at that time. If you begin to get into a good practice of not allowing faux pas and mistakes and errors and choking suddenly, if you don't allow that to take over when you are presenting, whether it's online or whether it's live, it's okay, because everybody's human and people that are watching you understand. And again, you want to also make them feel comfortable that you don't have to be perfect when you're putting these things out. What we tell people in the mastermind group that I run with Everett O'Keefe is that perfection is the enemy of progress. You will never get anything done. There's people that write books that never launched their book or never released their book because they keep sending it back to the editor over and over again, and they keep changing the title, they keep changing the cover, and they're never happy with anything. And you know what happens? It never gets launched. You never launch your book, you never launch your program, you never launch anything, you never launch your website. It can drive some people crazy, I think, that you know, sometimes I will release something with an error on it, but that's, you know, again, I would never release anything if I had to have something be error free. People will say, Andy, you need to fix this typo, and I fix the typo, not a big deal. That's all there is to it. Never let perfection stop your progress. There's sometimes where you just have to say, all right, this is good enough. This is good enough to release, and we'll make some changes as we go. It's okay. All right. So don't do that. I know I went on a long tirade about that, but just don't let that stop you from launching something that's very important to you, like a book or a program, training program, going live, graphics they may be using on a Facebook post. It's always good to try to get the perfection, but don't let the desire to have it always be perfect stop you from going forward. All right, my friends, that is essentially the RodeCaster Pro. I don't think I missed anything as far as the equipment. It's all working perfectly. Everything is working well. Now it's a matter of getting used to all the ins and outs of using it and just practicing. And practice sometimes will be with you guys live. I will practice when I'm not live, but I also will be practicing with you. All right, my friends, I hope this is came across with you to you in a good way, so that you were able to see some of the features of this particular product. I love it. It's working out greatly, and thank you, Hedia, for my Christmas gift. I really appreciate it, and I love you very much. All right, my friends, take care, and I will see you at the next one. Bye.